Close your eyes.
Hello everyone, welcome to Willow and Roots. It's Michelle here and I have another reading for you. Today's reading we're going to receive messages from the universe. First, I'd like to say Happy New Year. I hope 2025 brings you joy, happiness, good health, prosperity and great insights. I received a few questions from a few of you regarding twin flames, what's going to happen in 2025, the state of the world and aliens. So let's start with aliens. They've always been here. We all know it. Okay? We can feel it. Our intuition tells us. So that's nothing new. We also know that there are good ones and bad ones. Just like humans. You got good humans, bad humans. We just have to make sure that we are focusing on being the best version of ourselves. That's what I would say to that. As far as the state of the world, there's not really much that's going to change. Right? It's not going to miraculously become wonderful overnight, and it's not going to become unbearable overnight as it is currently. It's a gradual move forward, and change is uncomfortable. There are going to be some really difficult times, and within those difficult times there are miracles in between, but it's for us to see the miracles. Okay? So I look at it as a period of strengthening our belief and faith in the self and the creator. It's an exercise to ward off fear. So are you going to let fear dominate your every action, or are you going to have belief, faith in the self, faith in something greater than yourself, using your inner knowing to guide you? So there's a strong need to connect with the creator, build that bond. And you hear that siren. So there's going to be many more of that anyway. A lot of incidents. That's alarming. But know that we are living in a period like Sodom and Gomorrah. This is not the worst. There's a lot worse to come. But it's really a test for each individual to maintain a great sense of self, honor, integrity, compassion, unconditional love. It's about helping one another. If you see someone in need, it's not to look away and ignore them. It's to ask if they need help, and if they do, you help them. It's to not be judgmental. So it's to not also assume that someone is in need because of how they look, their appearance. Okay, so it's to understand that as well. As far as the UK, we are on the road or moving in the direction to being a third world country. It can go as far as where we have to receive food from other countries with everything that's happening with the farming situation. So that's our food source, and not having control of the mouths that need feeding. Let's just put it like that. I was shown when it comes to the UK, imagine a person taking out a bank loan. The agreement's like a verbal handshake, but there's conditions behind it. So it's saying, well, I'll continuously give you money because I trust you, but you have something that is of value. Your assets, what you're standing on, is of great value. So if you can't pay it back, I'm going to get that asset. And they shook on it. So they could not pay back the bank loan, and the bank is now taking the asset. So you will be able to know who or what the bank is based on the transition and changes happening within the region, or the changes happening to the asset. So the asset is not in its original form. Changes are made to the asset. So that's all. And I think I'll stop right there. Now for the US, that land, that soil is very, very sacred, and it is protected because of the original inhabitants of that land. And I'm not saying that the UK doesn't have that. The UK does have that, and it's very powerful ancestors. But for the UK, if change is wanted, it's important to call on the ancestors of the land. We're talking about warriors here. So you're going to call on the ancestors because it's very powerful. But a lot of the original habitants, natives, they've lost confidence, they lost belief, they don't understand or see their power. Call on the ancestors. Okay, that's for the UK. Now for the US, yes, so those who are on the land running things are not the original, does not belong to them. But the ancestors of the land, they are going to steer the decision making more in the favor of preserving the land. So there's some type of, I keep hearing that Bob Marley song, natural mystic. So decision makers are going to be making decisions, not understanding why they're making the decision, but it's going to be beneficial. As far as the citizens, become more connected to the creator, become more spiritual, become more connected to the self, connected to the land. Okay, it doesn't matter what side you're on, political side, get grounded. Get grounded, because know that that is not your land. Okay, so you're a visitor, so you're gonna have to be in flow with the land. I'm really feeling the ancestral energy. It's like Gaia and the ancestors, all who came before. They're like, this nonsense gotta stop. And what I'm feeling is that they're not afraid to cleanse the land. Okay, they're not afraid to do that. Okay, what else? So twin flames. When it comes to twin flames, for one, I was shown that it's not a very common thing. It's equivalent to finding a 4-leaf clover at night in pitch black. A lot of what people are experiencing, they are karmic soulmates. The soulmates that help you to evolve. There's some type of purpose that you both agreed on. So you have some type of agreement where you're going to help them in a particular area of their life, and vice versa. Sometimes you end up staying together, sometimes you don't. Everyone moves on. You can see this in your natal chart, especially if you're doing synastry reports. Look to see the North Node connection, you to them, them to you, and find out what the purpose is, and if there's any connection to the 7th house. I have this. I was told about this before I even started reading charts. Oh, you have a twin flame, da 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 da. And automatically what that does is put you on a path to emotional havoc. It's incredibly unhealthy, because it's not about being in a meaningful relationship, it's about the labels. I've had clients where if they don't have their twin flame, they don't want any connection at all. Nothing else is good enough. It's a label. And again, most people do not have a twin flame. Also for me, with my natal chart, my North Node is in the 7th house with a healthy helping of Libra. So it's in Libra. So for me, in my past life, I was not about the relationships or commitment. I was a loner. I felt that I could do the job the best, the way that I wanted, and I have carried over some of that in this life. I recognize it. That's why I am very careful when it comes to certain relationships reading, because a lot of people put a lot of stock, hope, dreams, desires, everything in another person and not in themselves. And trust me, I've done it. You have to be strong for yourself, strong within yourself, and they have to be strong for themselves and within themselves in order for it to flow and work properly. The first thing that you should do when it comes to twin flame is to release the attachment to the label twin flame. Release that immediately. The longing, the chasing, the running, the all of that, that's all toxic. Look at your natal chart. Look for where your North Node is. Find your purpose and focus on that. If you are wanting a meaningful connection, a powerful connection, ask the Creator. A lot of people don't do that. But don't ask, and I want him to have this, and this, and this, the specific characteristics. Ask for someone who is the perfect match for you on your journey and for your mission. Remember, the Creator created you, so knows everything about you and what is best for you. If you feel that, well, I don't want to do that, you're pretty much saying, well, I don't trust the Creator, I don't have faith in the Creator, that I will get what is best, what is right for me. So that's something to look into. I say this because a client did exactly that. I told her to try it. She had a karmic soulmate connection that was incredibly karmic. And again, usually with these twin flame connections, the person is attached and you're waiting for them to end that relationship to then come with you, and they bring in the bad habits. A lot of that journey is about self-respect, what you're willing to accept. So if you are there waiting for someone while they're already attached, you're already telling that person that, look, you can do that to me when you're with me, because they're not just going to automatically and miraculously be a good person when they come to you. Remember, they're human. So she was in a dynamic for years. And I saw this, we looked into the past life. There was some crazy stuff that happened in the past life, but a similar story. And I said to her, you got to work on yourself. What do you want? The love that you are seeking, do you give it to yourself? She did the work. She went and she dedicated and committed herself to being at peace. She went through a period of celibacy. And it wasn't long. It was a few months to a year, maybe 6 months. But she was really, really serious about connecting, not holding on to the need to have to be with this person. She was able to see how she was allowing herself to be ill-treated and disrespected. So she finally got to the point where she was ready to listen. And I said to her, ask the Creator for the right person to enter your life. And she did that. And that person entered her life within a matter of months, 3 months. And this person exceeded her expectations, everything that she wanted and more. And they're still going strong. What's interesting is the twin flame, or that karmic soulmate, it got his attention. The energy shifted. He even said, I felt the energy shift. And like a headless chicken, tried to get her back to that sunken place with the empty promises. But with her being empowered, they were able to have an open and honest conversation, and she learned some truths based on his answers, even though he had the open promises. But his answers to some of her questions revealed that he was never going to leave his partner, because they have built so much together. So what does that say? That the journey is about value and what you feel deserving of. So for him, he valued the comfort of the material world, material security. So being in a bad relationship, possibly with no love, but the fact that he acquired so much with this person, it had importance. And for her, my client, she had to value herself, her worth, integrity. So she felt, I value myself so much that I can't wait anymore. And I'm not going to wait, because what you value, I don't. That's what these journeys are about. She then came to the conclusion that this incarnation is the last incarnation of this lesson and story. She has no desire of bringing this theme into the next life with this person. She said it. I said, speak to the Creator, and you have to be clear. You have to mean it. She did. And she said she felt a release. Something within her spirit lifted the heavy weight. And this is not, oh, well, it's a karmic soulmate and all the other ones are going to be wonderful. White horse riding off into the sunset. No, that's what all of these relationships are about. Do you think these people in the twin flame relationship, it's just easy breezy every day? It's some of the hardest relationships. And the issues within those relationships are triggering and toxic. The true test when it comes to these connections is to see how much you see yourself as worthy enough to have something meaningful and sacred in your life. Always connect with the Creator and ask for the blessings to come in. And it's not, well, I want it to be John only. No, be open. So that's what I have to say regarding the twin flame situation. And if you're wondering, when it comes to my situation, that particular situation, I've come to realize and see what the lesson entails, what we're meant to help each other with. And if that party does not want to be involved, good riddance. I'm putting on my trainers, my sneakers, or my stilettos, and I'm stepping over. I'm stepping over them, because there's a much greater mission at hand here. It's pretty much about what you value and self-worth. I know it may sound cheesy, but that's just the bottom line. And for you to build a bond with the Creator. But I will pull on it. So I think that might be the topic, actually. So I'm gonna get 3 options here. One, 2, 3. Look at that. Bottom of the deck. You are the force of love. It's all in you. Okay. So once again, this is option 1, this is option 2, and this is option 3. So you can pause the video, choose a card. Let's get to it. Hello, option 1. For those of you who selected the first card, here's your reading. So we'll look at this at the end. This will be your guidance. Right. Let us get some information regarding your connections. So if you're already in a relationship, this could be your connection with others. And for those of you who are single or on this journey to finding a meaningful relationship, so the labeled one, soulmate, twin flame, all of that. Let's see what the cards have to say. May I have guidance regarding twin flame soulmate relationships for option 1. Okay, so we have autumn, work, direction. So we have 36 reducing to 9, 8, 23 reducing to 5. There's more work to be done here. I mean, with autumn, we have a period to harvest, right? So you're taking all that has grown, all that is ripe, and you're setting it aside for the cold months, the lean months, which is winter. So it's having reserves. With direction, there's a change needed. Needing to be in alignment with what is coming in, the blessings coming in. With the 9, it's almost like a chapter has ended, a period has closed, right? And now you need to be more in alignment with what you are desiring. It feels like this person hasn't come in yet for some, and for others there is contact, but you may not be on the same page. So there's some type of shift that needs to occur. I'm getting for some choosing to separate again, go back into separation, and for you to have more experiences. So this is about experiencing other people, right? Other connections, because there's something about, I'm hearing, trying to make the shoe fit. So you know when you meet someone and you have characteristics that you would like the person to have. But with the label of soulmate twin flame, especially if a reader told you, you may overlook a lot of the characteristics that you don't like, that you don't want, and you kind of force it to fit because the label of I am with my soulmate, I'm with my twin flame is causing you to settle for less. So it's saying you pretty much have done the work. You're needing to have the energy match your own. Here I would say you will call on the creator and say, please bring someone in who matches my energy, who will be a blessing on my journey. This can also mean a change of heart when it comes to what you are seeking in a twin flame or a soulmate. Nine of Cups. Hermit. Two wants to come out. Wow. Ten of Pentacles. And the Nine of Wands. No, Nine of Swords, I beg your pardon. We have the Nine of Wands on the bottom. So this is saying, and I heard here with the Ten of Pentacles and the Hermit, why aren't I in this connection already? Why aren't I married already? What I see for myself, why am I not there yet when it comes to this connection or a meaningful connection? The Hermit gives me someone not living up to your expectations. It's a back to the drawing board energy here. You're wanting that happiness, you're wanting that longevity and meaningful connection. You're wanting something that has sustainability, sustenance, but it's just not quite right. It almost feels like a part of you is like saying something is missing. This could even be a connection where it looks great on paper, but for you something ain't clicking, and it is upsetting. With the Nine of Blades, it's like, my goodness, this is what I have entered into, dedicated myself, my life to, and I'm not happy. I don't want to do this anymore. With the 9 here, with the 36 and the 9 of Cups, it's like that personal fulfillment, that personal gratification, satisfaction, it's like drying up, needing a change, needing to switch things up. Nine of Wands, it's like this has been going on for far too long. It's either a longing or you're in something and you're like, this is not clicking anymore. You feel like time is running out. Yeah, the Hanged Man. And we have the Knight of Coins. There's no growth. It's like almost feeling like there is no personal growth. This could be where you have lost yourself in your connections. So you're not necessarily feeding your soul or growing as a soul. You automatically slot into that person's life and that person's interests, neglecting yourself. But there's a need to come back to the self here. All is not lost. You can shift direction by then putting the focus on the self. Let's get the guidance. We have embraced the seer within. So this is like when you see or notice a sign of what needs your attention, listen to it. So here it's like I am needing more for myself. I'm starting to see that there's an aspect in the side of myself that I need to nurture. I need to work on. It may not be on the same path of what I'm currently in, what I'm currently living, but I have to honor it. This is about really putting in the work into enriching the self. Okay? You and your person should aim to be on the same page. At least be able to compromise, honor, and respect each other. So the compromise is we may not be at the same level, but I am willing to be patient with you. This is about seeing and working on taking action towards healing, towards that necessary change that is needed. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings on Etsy. Information on that is in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, option 2. For those of you who selected the second card, here's your reading. So we look at this card at the end. This will be your advice. Okay. Let us find out what's going on with your twin flame soulmate connection, meaningful connection. If there's one, if there's none. Okay, so we have family, card number 9. Wisdom, card number 54, reducing to 9. Big completions here. Card number 8, work. This pops up again. We have card number 17, 8, adaptation. 8 repeating twice. Card number 13, reducing to 4, opposition. Alright, let's do it like this. And we have card number 29, love, reducing to 11. So with opposition, there's a not seeing eye to eye. It goes against what others see for you. This is interesting. So one scenario I'm getting here is you have family expectations, and what your family wants for you when it comes to a connection, it differs to what you want for yourself. Okay, this could even be a connection where you may be wanting to move towards a more committed family setup, and your person does not. That person is not there yet, right? The person is not ready to commit in that way. It's not like they'll never commit, they're just not ready. So there may be a bit of conflict. With adaptation, this is about compromise. This speaks about compromise here. You have to meet each other halfway. And when you make this agreement, it's to honor it with the lotus. Realize what is important, which is the love. Work on building that trust. My ears is ringing. Work on building that trust. Work on building that respect, that honor. We have to be here. Teamwork. This is finding and seeing the beauty of your connection, what brought you two together, and what you are wanting to work towards. So it's about meeting on common grounds. So that's a start. And then the trust and the stability and the comfort will develop, which will then lead you to this whole family setup that you were looking for. For others, you do want that very strong, meaningful relationship immediately. So it's like when you meet soulmate twin flame, this, you want to immediately be locked in on the commitment. The opposition is saying that's not what spirit has for you. Okay, spirit is like, look, you won't have to slow down. The whole idea is to learn about each other. There's a need to develop that understanding, again, that love, compassion, respect, value. It's building on those before you jump into the whole husband-wife setup. So spirit is like, we're not going to make it easy for you there. You're going to have to put the work in. With the adaptation card, This is you finally not fighting against fate. Look, if you fight against fate, you always lose. You're never going to win. Trust me. In human design, I got gate 30. And that's the lesson right there. Oh dear. Hanged Man. The Sun. Page of Blades. Page of Swords. Yeah, see, Spirit wants you to see the importance of developing and building on your connection. So there seems to be a pattern of moving quickly, or I'm just seeing like you're at point A and then you end up at point Z. So there's no gradual progression to Z or Z. So when you're at Z and the mundane sets in, it's almost like there's a longing. That's where one can stray. That's where one can say, look, this ain't working anymore. That spark, that fire is out. So that's why it's important to build and develop on a connection here. And it may be long and drawn out with the Hanged Man, but we have the Dove here. Be at peace and know that Spirit is on this. There's a reason. And you will be so grateful in the long run once everything has fallen into place. So there is great insight and clarity here once you adapt to the pace of fate. We have here the 9 of Coins. When you do this, you will be sitting pretty. The idea is to find comfort in the process, in the pace, but more importantly, this is the end game, the end result. This is when your situation will be in flow, will be comfortable for all involved. And I'm feeling chills. Okay, let's get the guidance. Unleash your wild nature, rewild yourself. Look at that. This person is looking at the waterfall, connecting to your original self. So the Hanged Man gives you time to connect with who you are. So when you are in a connection, instead of jumping to point A to Z or to Z and you lose yourself, you already are connected to the self by moving at a comfortable pace and honoring it, being able to make time for it and make time for your relationship as well, your connection. So it teaches you balance, not losing sight of who you are. It's very easy to lose yourself in these connections. When it comes to matters of the heart, people have given up their careers for a relationship, and then it goes belly up, and then it's like your whole world collapse. It's teaching you to leave a little bit of something for yourself, or even come back to the self. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings on Etsy. Information on that is in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, option 3. For those of you who selected the third card, here's your reading. We'll look at this card at the end. This has your guidance. Okay. Okay, Universe Source, what guidance do you have for option 3 regarding twin flame soulmates, meaningful connections? Ooh. Okay, so we have effort, card number 17, reducing to 8. We have loyalty, card number 22, master builder. We have illness, card number 24, reducing to 6. We have manipulation, card number 25, reducing to 7. We have refuge, card number 16, reducing to 7, so we have double 7 here. And then we have card number 35, knowledge, reducing to 8. We have 8 repeating here. 6. Wow. So the guidance here is about one-sided relationships, or relationships where there's no reciprocity. You give, they should give. It's like a healthy dance of give and take. Okay? But it is saying that there may be a tendency of allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. So what you see as being very loyal, very giving, I am devoting my whole heart to the connection. It's to know that there are people who will take advantage of your kindness, of your heart. And when you catch wind of their manipulation, of their plan, it upsets you. It could even make you ill. So this feels more like almost like a mental breakdown, depression. So not anything where it's like you have to be hospitalized, but it's more so being in a sunken place, wallowing, etc. And that's not good. This is about taking better care of yourself and your heart. You are someone who is loyal, you're a very good person, but it's to realize that not many people possess this quality. I can relate to this, and I have learned how to not allow myself to be in this place. It doesn't mean losing sight of your loyalty and generosity and kindness, but it's seeing the warning signs, being able to spot manipulation, using that inner knowing. But here it is speaking on taking accountability as well. With 22, what you allow yourself to participate in and build with these individuals. This feels like past energy, so it's having that awareness of this happening, this beautiful quality that you possess. It is sacred, and it is for you to understand and know how to use it properly. There are a lot of vampires out there, and this particular energy is very common for people with Venus in the 12th house, especially in water sign, more so Pisces, Cancer than Scorpio. I'm hearing once bitten, twice shy. It seems like every time this happens, and I'm getting chills, you go off into like it's a hermit mode. You just kind of keep to yourself or wary. You need that time to get centered, grounded, lick your wounds, but it keeps happening when you put yourself back out there. So it's taking the time out to not only lick your wounds, but to reflect on the patterns and how to overcome the patterns of allowing others to take advantage of you. Are you wanting to fix people? So the individuals you interact with, are you thinking that, well, if I fix them, they'll be able to love me the way that I desire? Know that that is not your responsibility. If there's anything that you can do for people like that, it's for you to be an example, an inspiration, but not a mother, not their doctor, not their GP, not the hospital for them. You be the example, because you are showing what you are doing for yourself and what you are willing to accept. If you open your heart and you give to someone and you notice the pattern of them taking and taking and taking and taking, you pull back that energy quickly. This is about looking at the red flags, and we have red here, red here, red here, red in the books, seeing the warning signs. This is a big lesson for you all, so you can weed out the toxic connections from the more meaningful ones, the sacred ones. Okay. We have here Page of Coins. So this is a card of caution. So baby steps when entering into certain connections, allowing room to breathe so you can assess, so you can see the patterns clearly. If we jump into things quickly, we can miss the signs. So this is about allowing the person to open up and to show their true colors by not rushing into things too quickly. This is like, I want to get to know you first. You're going to be walking the dog, right? You walk the dog several times a week without doing anything where you allow yourself to be love struck or not think clearly, not be grounded. For someone, don't be fooled about someone's wealth, right? Don't be fooled by that. 3 of Cups. Two of Blades. Ten of Wands. Look at that Page of Blades. Really seeing the warning signs, being observant. For someone, this person is seeing other people. But before we start panicking and getting all crazy, did you have that discussion about exclusivity? Because I am picking up here to make sure that you are crystal clear about intentions, direction of the connection, everything, what you are looking for. It's important to be clear and not focus on, well, I'm doing this for this person, and the fact that they accepted it means that I am girlfriend status or exclusive status. It's having that clarity, right? We have the 10 of Wands, biting off more than you can chew. Wow, for someone, it's like your kindness and generosity extends out to your person's person or your person's family members or friends. You're doing things for everyone. This is crazy. And the 2 of Blades is like, no more. The 2 of Blades gives me where you even feeling like, look, this is out of control. This is not right. What am I doing? Put a stop to it, because what you are doing is you're overwhelming yourself. You're taking on other people's stuff. It's a need to pull back your energy here. Pull back your energy. Let me throw some more on this. Ooh, that's messed up. I just saw this. So imagine this is your person, this is you, and this is their other person. They got you being friends with another person who they're hooking up with. So they got it made. If you two are friends, they juggling you both. This could even be family. And you got a person playing 2 people. Wow. There's a need to say no more. You see, if you allow a person to get away with something and they know they can't get away with it and be in a better situation, they're going to do it. Empress. Wow. So we have the Empress. These fell out. We have the 10 of Swords. So these 2 cards here, this is dishonoring the self. This is losing sight of your value or allowing others to take your value away. Disrespect. This is robbery. Needing to set healthy boundaries with the 7 of Wands. Look, it's like all self-respect gone, dead. Losing a version of the self because you did not stand up for who you are. Judgment is giving me that realization to put a stop to this, to make the necessary changes, especially with the magician here. You're in control of this, where you can change the outcome of situations, relationships that you find yourself in that end up being toxic, that ends up where you get the short end of the stick, where you are feeling ill, where you have to go off and lick your wounds and gather your thoughts. It's like now is the time to see the patterns, the mistakes, and correct them. Seven of Cups, being more mindful of your options, knowing that you have options, but being mindful of what you choose. So this could be choosing recklessly, you know, that all that glitters is not gold, but it's glittering, and I'm going to move towards it and then realize, oh, it's kind of crap. It's not what I thought. So it's taking accountability for allowing yourself to be put in certain situations that ends up blowing up in your face. Okay, now when it comes to soulmate, twin flames, meaningful connections, this needs to be healed and worked on, recognized, put to bed, coming back to honoring yourself, respecting yourself, having boundaries, and not settling. Guidance. Live with passion. You know what's funny about all of this? There is something that is passionless about it, like robotic. The pattern of, if I give to this person, or if I keep giving, then the love will come to me. And then boom, it doesn't work. You get taken advantage of. You do it again. If I keep giving, then they will come to me. And it's just a vicious robotic cycle of not seeing where you are going wrong. The passion is, what do you want from a relationship? The passion is, what do you have within yourself that you find inspirational, magnetic? Because you have to see it within yourself first in order for others to see it within you. You got to believe it. Where does the passion lie within? And it's not seeking the passion outside of yourself. It is within you. So you have to recognize that, embrace it, be in flow with it, move with it, embody it. And passion does not mean being loose and disrespecting yourself by connecting to dirty energetic cords of others. So this is like sexual deviancy. It's not about that. This is about that magnetism that you have within every cell in your body that allows you to come to life, that you can embrace and enjoy whether you are in a relationship or not. Because this is not something that you need another person to ignite. This is something that you possess and you can ignite it yourself. It's finding that passion. What are your personal passions? Things for yourself that you want to do that lights you up, that ignites that life force energy within. That's what needs to be found here. Live life with passion. Live life with purpose. Everything we do should have meaning to it. That's what leads to accountability, because there's no regrets. So I'm going to end the reading right here. If this reading resonates, leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. I'm also offering personal readings on Etsy. Information on that is in the description box below. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Open your